Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Sunday morning. It is October the 13th, if you can believe that, halfway through October. Early voting starts here in our county next week, this coming week, on Tuesday, actually. I'm definitely going to vote early. I don't know if it'll be Tuesday or next week, but definitely during this early voting period. And I urge you to do the same as well. I have several things to cover here. The missing and the casualties of Hurricane Helene are going to keep stacking up, but you're not going to really hear about it. You're not going to hear about it from the media. I'm going to go into that more. Also, I believe we need to continue or really consider avoiding large gatherings of people, especially between now and end of the year. Okay. Also, so I'll go more into that as well. I saw yesterday where Biden came on there. It was either yesterday or the day before. The days just flip by so fast, y'all. Biden said that basically, if you criticize the response slash lack of response to Hurricane Helene victims, it's dangerous. It's misinformation or disinformation, whatever that means. So if you criticize the imperial federal government for uh, a response to a disaster like this, it's misinformation, just automatic. It's misinformation or disinformation, and it's dangerous. What he's saying is dangerous, is my opinion. I mean, this is dangerous in itself. To throw that kind of veiled threat out there to the people, to the folks. If you dare criticize something out there, that is dangerous. Do you realize the road we're on? We've been on it for a while. Can you imagine if Harris gets in there, how this will escalate? I mean, it truly will. I believe if they could shut everything down, they would. And I believe they'll try. The censorship that they are attempting to employ would make the old USSR blush. It really would. I believe it would. We are going to have to be, I mean, really, we should be now. But I believe we're going to have to be extremely wise in how we communicate. I'll put it that way. You know what I mean. Before going any further, I have a terrific passage that I'm going to share with you towards the end of this video. It's going to resonate with you. It's going to resonate with many of you, maybe not all of you. Also, I believe it'll help folks that, a lot of folks out there that really need to hear this. I know when I read it, it definitely helped me immediately. It gave me a reassurance. Okay, so stay tuned for that. The missing and the casualties are going to keep stacking up from Helene. I know Milton was bad too. The media is still talking about that a little bit. They've totally moved on from Helene, like it never happened, except for some independent journalists and things like that. You know, but the mainstream, the main media is silent on this, y'all. It's silent. It's being reported that thousands are missing, guys. Thousands. Many are being found, not alive, but still many are missing. The stories are heartbreaking. They truly are. I think the toll from this is going to be much higher than what you're going to hear out there on the official channels, on the main media. I know Fox News was reporting that 91 dead just in North Carolina. No count for the missing. And now they admit we have no count for the missing. Yeah, I bet. I believe the overall number being reported out there on the main media is like over 100 or something like that. That's total squeeze, in my opinion, total dog squeeze. Also, Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, parts of that, and even parts of Georgia continue, well, especially in Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, uh, uh, continue recovering bodies. Continue. We're 2 weeks or so out of this. I was reading a particular story about the Craig family, of which 11 were lost. Now, this was a little town, a suburb of Asheville, suffered a big mudslide, happened without warning, early morning hours of September 27th. They lost 11 members of one family. 11. FEMA admits that there are an unknown number of people still missing, guys, in southern Appalachia region. Unreal. Unreal. Uh, I saw a little interview with a man who was in that region, and they were asking him how they were coping. A couple of things struck me. He said, at this point, we still have no power. I don't know when we'll have it. This is like the new normal for us. I mean, a lot of us just, we're survivors. We've adjusting to this. We're adjusting to this reality. Uh, we stay armed just in case, but for the most part, this community is we're holding it together. We have to. If we want to survive, this is community. And he said, and before this, I didn't know my neighbors as well. I mean, I know a little bit about them, maybe, but I know a lot more about them now. And we've had to work together, and we have. That's how we've gotten through this. That's how we have survived. He says, be one community. This is how we're going to do it. And we realize that it looks like nobody's coming. Nobody else is coming to save us. Many of us have prepared, been good, to prepare for things, but nothing like this. I mean, a lot of our stuff just got washed away. But he said, we just help one another out. That's why we're still here. And outside help has come in, not necessarily from the government. He said, so they are very thankful for that as well. But this struck me too, is that, and I say it a lot, is to try to get to know your neighbors, especially those right beside you, right next to you, on the other side of you. I know we have a young couple right now on one side of us, next door to us. Great, I mean, nice, professional, and all that. They're super nice. When they've been here now a few years, but when they first moved in, I want to know who's right beside me. And so we didn't see him for a little while. I mean, you're busy moving stuff in. I didn't want to bother him right then. But the man was out in the back, and one afternoon, and I saw him out there. He was just doing a few things on his patio, and I thought, well, this might be a good opportunity. So I walked on over and introduced myself, and I did. And I think it just kind of took him by surprise. I mean, young guy. I mean, these guys could be our children. They're probably younger than they're probably younger than our children. But he was a little. I don't know if I'd say standoffish, but I think he was just a little surprised. And I believe this was their first house, and so they were used to apartment living. You don't know anybody. You don't know who's right above you and all around you. And I think it just he wasn't ready for that. But they have we've gotten to know one another a little bit. Both Miss Dawg and I, and both of them. They've watched our dogs some when we're running around all day, or vice versa. We've watched their pets. So I think sometimes it takes us. We have to be the one to initiate. We have to be the one to just walk a few steps over and say something. Uh, doesn't mean you have to go into a full blown thing about prepping. I mean, they probably have no idea. They have no idea what we do here. I don't know. I mean, they're right next door. They may hear some stuff of us talking, but You don't have to discuss it with them. You just have to, just know something about them, know a little bit about them, a first name at least, or, then if something does happen, we have an emergency, there is some kind of rapport that has been established. It will help. There is some level of trust there, something, you know. So I think that could really help. So something to consider. Now, Mrs. Dawg and I, we're introverts. I mean, believe it or not, true nature introverted. Miss Dawg more so than I am even. Um, I can turn on the social when I really need to. I can turn that on. But my preferred state is introverted. It really is. So, but it just takes a little bit of an effort. I think that's something we really should consider doing this day and time, folks, especially with what's ahead of us soon. I would please consider staying away from large crowds. I mean, Miss Dog and I pretty much do that anyway. That's kind of our natural habitat. We we try to avoid large crowds and they're home before dark because we're older folks, I guess. But we when we go out and about, I mean, there are times, I know this weekend already, we've been in a couple of crowds in a store or something where good many folks around us, so heighten up that alert status. Your antenna goes way up, your awareness goes way up. We do. So, but in general, I would avoid the large, your huge concerts, your huge, even if you attend a large church, please just be aware. Uh, please make sure they have some type of security plan or some kind of security at a large church, please. To ask. If you're not sure, ask them. They should be able to tell you right away. If not, that's a red flag, man. That's a big red flag. All right. Other than that, the large gatherings, I always worry about these large gatherings at sports events. Man, I mean, I know they have security and all that. They check people's bags and all. Still, not just inside the stadiums, but outside the stadiums where they don't have security, where they're not checking people's bags. There's usually large gatherings, your big tailgating things. Oh, there's so many soft targets. So anyway, I would just practice that. I just have a feeling, and especially we're at this time between now and the election day, and even afterwards, even right after that, I think through the end of the year in January, uh, there's repeated warnings, of course. I believe that we should definitely take it serious. I think there could be a threat either from inside, from domestic, from inside, you know what I mean, or external forces to carry something out that could cause mayhem. I really do. I think that's a very, very real possibility. Not trying to be scary here, but so we should definitely go about our business, but let's just be aware of that and be ready to self-defend, y'all. You got to be ready to do that. I'm going to go to a passage here. It is a good one. Bear with me. Somebody in the comments had mentioned this passage several videos back, but Psalm 36, and I may have read part of this in the past, but it's a good one. But stay tuned because it just resonates. Psalm 36. I have a message from God in my heart concerning the sinfulness and wickedness. There is no fear of God before their eyes. In their own eyes, they flatter themselves, too much to detect or hate their sin. The words of their mouths are wicked and deceitful. They fail to act wisely or do good. Even on their beds, they plot evil. They commit themselves to a sinful course and do not reject what is wrong. Your love, Lord, reaches to the heavens, your faithfulness to the skies. Your righteousness is like the highest mountains, your justice like the great deep. You, Lord, preserve both people and animals. How priceless is your unfailing love, O God. People take refuge in the shadow of your wings. They feast on the abundance of your house. You give them drink from your river of delights. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light, we see light. Continue Continue your love to those who know you, your righteousness to the upright in heart. May the foot of the proud not come against me, nor the hand of the wicked drive me away. See how evildoers lie fallen, thrown down. They're not able to rise. Amen. Amen. That's powerful. That's powerful. I saw a post on social media that I've seen something like this before, but it's really good. It says it says Jacob lied, Moses murdered, Saul hunted Christians, David had an affair. He did other stuff too. Peter disowned Jesus several times. God used all of them. He used all of them to build his kingdom. Amen. So don't allow the demons to steal your story, because they're out there more than ever, aren't they? Yeah, we see them a lot. We see them often. Have nothing to do with them. All right. All right. Share your thoughts. Let's be safe out there. Stay close to Jesus. God bless you. I will see you soon.